rebel salute, rebel salute, everyone out there who's watching. If you haven't watched this channel or you don't know anything about this channel, please go ahead. Subscribe if you don't know anything about this. You can see my videos up there and you can have a notification if you want to catch the next live. My name is Kenyan Revolutionary. Revolutionary, not revolutionary, but revolutionary with rebel, okay? Kenyan rebel, the contrarian. So you can type my name on YouTube right there, okay? And you'll find me there, and you can always comment on my videos, watch them, like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe and give me your views on what you think my analysis is about, okay? Anyway, today there was a video that's out there of Jimmy Wanjigi. As you know, guys, I've made videos about Jimmy Wanjigi. He kind of rekindled his relationship with Azimio folks, Raila Odinga to be precise, and his Azimio affiliates, okay? Especially the ODM guys, all right? So, and today he was in Meru. He made some pronouncements. He was with Orengo and a couple of guys. I think it was Otiende Amolo, where they just criticized the president. Now, get where I'm coming from. This is my position, because most of people look at these YouTube videos, especially that deals with Kenyan politics, and they make up their mind. They say, hey, I'm Kenya Kwanza, or I'm Azimio, or maybe the analysis are basically biased, looking at things as if, you can tell they're either Azimio or they're Kenya Kwanza. But here in this channel, Kenya Revolutionary Channel, we try to be outside, look things as an outside, as somebody who does not take sides. We are very, 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 very in the middle. We are fiercely independent. I'm fiercely independent in my own opinion. So I give you the truth how I see it. Okay? I'm not a supporter of Kenya Kwanza. I'm not a supporter of Azimio, but I'm a Kenyan. And I would like to have solutions that can help the majority of the citizens of this nation, okay? So that's where my view is coming out. If you don't know my stance, I can always tell you, jump on the live. If you want to jump in this discussion, please go in the comment section right there. You can see I am there. You can just click the link and unaingia mara moja, alafu utanipata hapo. I'm there, all right? So let your heart not be troubled. If you want to join the discussion, I'm already there. Okay, but before I get to today's topic, which is a closer look at Jimmy Wanjigi's intention and Azimio, okay? Because these two came together, and we have to question their intention, okay? We can all agree that the president, Ruto, is not leading the country in the right direction, whether it's economically, whether his rumbles with the judiciary, whether it's matters to do with corruption. It's an extension of his predecessor, okay? This is what I say, because nothing has really changed, okay? He's still borrowing. There's still high taxation. The cost of living is still high. The commodities are, expensive. We can go down the list. Now we saw the lawyers yesterday were on the streets protesting against this government after the pronouncements by the president, okay? So what are the solutions? Now, we have prominent people in the society. I usually don't pay much attention to Azimio because, as you know, my stance, I'm fiercely independent, so I don't buy into Azimio. I feel like Azimio are opportunists, given the fact that anytime the president promises to talk to them about forming or giving them positions or changing the constitution to accommodate their leadership, or they want to stop the mandamano. So I feel like they're not honest. They're not in there to actually advance the interest of the majority of the sovereign people of Kenya. They're in it to just advance their own personal interests. That goes with Raila, Karua, Wamalwa, all of them, okay? So I don't take them seriously. Now, we have an outsider in Jimmy Wanjigi who hasn't been a politician per se. Yes, we've known that Jimmy Wanjigi has been behind a lot of things the petitions that Okiom Tata has put in the courts, which has stalled President Ruto's policies, which were deemed unconstitutional. And we know Jimmy Wanjigi was also one of the financier of the opposition during 2017 elections, where he supported Raila. And he goes back and back. We can go back and back. Jimmy Wanjigi has always had his hand behind a lot of political activities. I saw him speak on that Okoa Mombasa, Okoa Pwani stuff when he went to Mombasa and talk about this country need a revolution. But before we get into that matter, there's something that I want to play. I know there's a lot of brouhaha about Silvanus Osoro and Simba Arati down in Kisii, my brothers in Kisii, where Silvanus is said to have shot somebody. I guess the aim was to get Mr. Simba Arati. But there's a clip that I saw here, somebody posted on X, which actually showed Simba Arati really being nasty and mean to Didmas Baraza. When Didmas Baraza went to I don't know, he went to, was it a funeral in Kisii or something like that? And Arati was not being nice to him. So I was like, you know what, this guy is actually not that nice. And I've noticed that, because the reason why I'm saying that is because the ODM guys, I feel like they're very intolerant. Even Wandai in that ODM burial yesterday or today, he was saying some things that were not very nice. They're not tolerant. I told you, these Azimio folks are actually a terrorist organization. They're terrorizing civilians. They do not want to allow people to exercise their right of choosing or being affiliated with another political organization. You heard a few weeks ago when Orengo came out and spoke and actually threatened and encouraged people to commit violence against anyone who would advance any different political agenda, okay, or party agenda apart from ODM. And Wandai today did not fail to make that point either, okay, which is troubling. We in a democracy, you should let people sway each other through persuasion, okay? You don't threaten others just because you don't agree with them, okay? That's what's troubling to me. But let's start with this video of Simba Arati actually attacking Baraza. Him, and he's threatening Baraza and he's asking, what are you doing here? And actually his folks ended up rushing Baraza, Didmas Baraza. Let's take a look at that video. Then I will come back and give you my analysis about that video, okay? So let's stay tuned here. All right, here it is. Sorry, I'm trying to get that video working here. Sorry, guys, it's taking a bit of a minute. Okay. Sorry, people. It's this guy's name's Kipron. Hold on. Let me just set it up first. Sorry about that. Let me set up the videos because it's not kind of. I'm trying to get it to play. While we're waiting for it, come on. Well, that video is not showing. I don't know what's going on, but bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, as we work on that. Okay, it's not. Okay, we'll play something else. Let's jump into Jimmy Wanjigi, and this video is from Meru. There's the Orengo addressing the people in Meru today. It was with Jimmy Wanjigi. Let's start with that since the other video is not cooperating. I don't know what's going on. But okay. So are you guys ready? All right, let's get into it. Let's see a Jimmy Wanjigi and what's his face, Mr. Orengo. Okay. We're ready. All right, let's do this. Let's get to this. This video is from Mutembe, so I would like to give my shout outs to Mutembe. We are using this video for education purposes only, so
Even before the Ruto regime came into power. I'm surprised the cost of petrol has gone down from 217 to
I'll start
212,
it so we can hear
and
this lady
nobody even
starts.
has talked
Okay.
about it. It didn't come yesterday. We all know the cost of living was high even before the Ruto regime came into power. I'm surprised the cost of petrol has gone down from 217 to 212, and nobody even has talked about it. You know, that's one way of bringing things down because I'm very convinced that our dear President Ruto, His Excellency William Ruto, is more concerned about even this cost of living that anybody who is on the street singing cost of living, cost of living. It was his agenda right from the beginning. It was going to be bottom up, and he has not abdicated that message yet. But if you find a holes in this ray, you have to make it uh, neat and tidy before you can even start moving up. So for me, I'm very convinced that he's going to make a change in Kenya. Already we can see the changes. He has been all around the world. When we say that he's globe-trotting, as we know, he's going to negotiate the loans, he's negotiating for jobs for these young people. These young people, we are always saying they lack jobs. Kenya is small, but we have become international. Now we are a big global, village, and jobs don't just come. You have to negotiate, you have to go to other countries. We don't want people doing illegal migrations going to go and look for jobs, and that's why he has been going around to make sure that we do legal. Like now we have, I think, thousands of jobs ready for Kenyans. Thousands. Because I know one country 10,000, another country 100,000. So our youth definitely are getting good jobs.
Now, Jim has articulated it very well. We have one common problem in this country, and that is the problem of the economy. Jim here is an icon, and I want you to note this. We have had two struggles in this country. The first one was for our independence, which we attained. And these grounds here in Meru, we had two major heroes, Musa Mwariama and Baimungu, who knew what it took to struggle for the independence of this country, who gave up their lives for the struggle of this country. The second liberation, you have a hero here in Jim, standing right here, who liberated us from our own local colonialists, and it was a democratic liberation, so that we have democratic space where we can choose our leaders. We are now in what you call the third phase of our liberation, and that is called economic liberation. The greatest freedom of all is when people have money in their pockets to do unto which they want to do. It's the greatest liberation. And unfortunately, we are at a stage where we are at the greatest enslavement of economic liberation. We are being enslaved. The president the other day said that his only problem is debt. 2 days ago. That is the only problem. Hakuna kitu kingine. That out of 10 shillings, 7 shillings is going to pay debt. That is our enslavement. We have said for over 1 year now that this debt is not legal debt. This debt we should not be paying. This debt is enslaving us and finishing us. It is the reason why we have high taxation. It is the reason why we have the fall of the shilling that Jim was talking about. It is the reason why we are going nowhere economically. I can tell you categorically, hakuna taa huku mbele. There is no light with the method this government is using. As long as they are paying this useless debt, this illegal debt, they are going nowhere. They are not going to solve this problem. In fact, every single day we live is going to get worse. We also know that they have reached the stage where they cannot pay this debt. And very soon, life is going to become unbearable to us. We are not going to take it because those who have brought us to this bankruptcy cannot get us out of it. You cannot have a manager in a company who takes you to the brink of bankruptcy, alafu unasema yeye ndio atatutoa. It is not possible. It is not possible. So we have given them notice. Labda some of you think we are just talking. We have given them notice. We have said that by the end of March, if this does not change, then you shall see action that is synonymous to action that brought the first liberation of Kenya, synonymous to that brought the second liberation of Kenya, and will bring the third right before your eyes.
And I have to say, without any fear of contradiction, that the state of the economy in Kenya is on a downward slide. The Kenya shilling is falling at an alarming rate. The cost of living is a matter that is tragic. And this is one debate that the Kenya Kwanza administration does not want to address. And they have no answers to it. When they were supposedly elected, they said they would not borrow. That in order to make life better, they are going to subsidize production and not subsidize consumption. But we've seen where that policy is taking us. We are not any better. And the more you tax people, it has an impact on how well we can produce. And overtaxation is killing industry, is killing farming, and is killing all the sectors of the economy. And there is no answer in sight. I can say, without any fear of contradiction again, that come the next 6 months, the situation in Kenya is not going to go and it become any better. We who are the counties, the monies that are supposed to come to the counties, they are not coming, and if they come, they don't come on time. My friend Molo Tiende is here. Even other funds, including the CDF, is not being remitted by the national government. So we're in a terrible situation. Now, the worst part of it is the onslaught on the judiciary. It is unfortunate. It is reckless. And
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, you heard what they say. According to Jimmy Wanjigi, they're giving the president up to the end of March to fix this mess, this debt issue, okay? Because as we know, and he's right, he rightfully put it, he said that Ruto told us that the reason why he was raising taxes on the Mwananchi is because he wants to actually pay off the debt that we owe, all right? And if you've been following Jimmy Wanjigi, he has done his forensics audit, according to him, using his private accountants, and he says that Kenya, most of the debt that we owe are actually odious debt. Okiom Tata has also made his way in Sparse FM and told us that most of this debt that we have accumulated for the past 10 years, they are odious. The process in which the budget has been passed in parliament was actually illegal, unconstitutional, okay? So Kenyans can make different arguments of not paying this debt, okay? And again, Jimmy Wanjigi told us he's giving the president up to the end of March. Now, what will be the reason why for Jimmy Wanjigi actually coming back and getting into alignment with being an ally of the Azimio folks. Okay, we heard Orengo speak there before I get to Jimmy Wanjigi. Orengo also, he mentioned, the economic downturn of this of Kenya due to the policies in which President Ruto has implemented or is trying to implement. Again, I don't take Orengo seriously because this is the same guy who has been corrupt in his as a governor. Okay, there's 900 million that is lost every month or something like that, some silly stuff like that. And this is based on EACC and all that stuff. His own deputy government, mentioned this, and they tried to impeach him, but he's still there. So I don't take Governor Orengo seriously. Besides that, Orengo himself, was seen in one of these trips with the president when the president went to, was it in India or somewhere? And Orengo was with the president. So what was he doing with the president there? And now you see him speaking against his administration and saying the president this, and that, and third. And every time the president makes his way to Siaya County, he meets the president, greets him, and calls him His Excellency. But today, now you see him in the press conference, he say when they were supposedly elected. So these are games that I don't kind of take seriously. Orengo is not somebody. He used to be a very motivated, passionate about issues in 1990s. Him and Raila Odinga in 1992, they go back in 1980s. They've been friends. So Orengo has always been that, but of late, once they get to power, things change. So of late, I don't take Orengo seriously because even though he mentioned these things, his actions are kind of different, different. But back to Mr. Jimmy Wanjigi, okay? Jimmy Wanjigi, the main reason I would say he's with Azimio is to actually find an ally that can take action, street action. What can Jimmy Wanjigi do? Because Jimmy Wanjigi, with all the money that he has, what can he do? Can he buy MPs? Probably not, because it's very hard to buy MPs. Why do I say that? Okay, MPs make what, $4,000 a month, which is a lot of money in Kenya. Okay, a month. Okay, and all the kickbacks that you get, when you try to the procurement stuff that you bring in your county or the on your position or on your constituency. All right, there's a lot that comes with being an MP. You can make more than that. Okay, that's why you see people like Selassie. He has been an MP for less than 1.5 years, and here he is. He has a Prado. He has nice clothes. He's flying all over the country. He's slapping people here and there. He's getting drunk, flashing cash on social media. You see how it goes. You know how it goes. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of corrupt ways in which you can make money by just being a member of parliament. Okay, you can be paid by the executive can pay you in order to vote a certain way or whatever the case is. So yeah, but I'm saying if you're an outsider, a business person, because Jimmy Wanjigi is a private citizen, so for him to kutoa pesa, he has to really give some good money in order to get things his way. And I don't think most of the MPs will go with him. So he'd rather align himself with the Azimio folks who are also agitated by this government for different reasons. Okay, so if you think I'm rambling, let me just make it clear. There's three things at play here. Jimmy Wanjigi wants to be president. Remember that. Okay? Whether his interest is aligned with the Kenyan people's interest, that's a different question. But let's just take it as it is. We know he's been trying to run for president. He has spent a lot of money in his campaign. So we know that he wants to be a president. He has a personal aspiration of trying to be the president of Kenya. Okay, that's number one. Okay, then there's the interests of the Azimio party coalition. Okay, which is all about, let's be clear, power sharing deal with Ruto. Okay, they don't want to be president. They want a power sharing deal. They want the constitution to be changed so that they can also have Cheoyao co-presidency. Raila wants to be prime minister or something like that. And I will play the video today, since I know when you talk about this in debates or whatever discussions, people think you're making up. I have the receipts and I'm going to play it today in a few minutes. Okay, so let me just review. Jimmy Wanjigi has his personal aspiration of being a what? President of Kenya. Azimio has their own personal, not personal, their own agenda of power sharing deal as a party coalition to be part of the executive. That's why they're pushing for that NADCO, which is basically it's BBI 2.0. Okay, and then the third interest is the interest of the sovereign people of Kenya, the interest that will help us as Kenyans. Now, these people cannot come in on camera and address the nation saying that, oh, you know what, all I care about is becoming a president. Azimio cannot come out and say, actually they did, but they cannot come out directly and say, all we need is a power sharing deal. We want to be part of the government. We want this constitution to be changed so we can be part of the government. They cannot come out and say that in public, because they know the public will be outraged by that, because the public will be like, you know what, you guys are supposed to be the opposition, checking the executive and the other whatever, the people in power, and you guys are doing, are just looking out for themselves. So they know that. So they have to dress this up as, our debt. They should dress it up as cost of living, or they'll dress it up as the judiciary. Because if you think about it, what's the big deal with this whole Ruto's pronouncements that are Finner or somewhere talking about judiciary? Okay, it's troubling for a president to say that he will go after corrupt judges or whatever the case, that judges that are corrupt and he will not follow the constitution. I agree that is unacceptable. But is that enough for you to, okay, we as the Mio, we are going back to the Mandamano because, it's like they're looking for a reason to go for a Mandamano. Anything. If the president tomorrow coughs, don't get me wrong, the president is being doing wrong things. Rebel salute to Mr. Mr. Goodyear. Rebel salute. Yes, is wrong for that. But it's like Azimio are looking for any reason to go for a Mandamano. So again, let me remind you before I play this video, the next video. Azimio's main objective is for the BBI to pass so they can have a power sharing deal. Okay? Jimmy Wanjigi, he's worried about the debt. He might be a patriotic person, but we have to question his intentions here. Remember, this is a guy who wants to be president. He's aligning himself with Azimio because in the event that the president, Ruto, the pressure that they're trying to put on him, in the event that he does not cede to their demands, as you heard Jimmy Wanjigi say that by end of March, if the president does not deal with the debt issue, they shall take action. What's the possible action that Jimmy Wanjigi can do? He's not that famous. I mean, we know who he is, but what is he known for? He's not a politician. He's just a businessman who has a bunch of money. And why is he aligning himself with with Azimio? It is because Jimmy Wanjigi wants to piggy bank off the Azimio supporters to fund them to go out there. Okay, when the protest comes, he will help them fund the protest in order to force the president to actually sit in the table and negotiate something. The question is, what will they be negotiating for? Will it be the negotiating, talking about how they can get off the debt that we have, the odious debt that Jimmy Wanjigi has been telling us? Or will it be Jimmy Wanjigi also including himself in this whole next dispensation that they want to bring forth through the NADCO, which is basically BBI 2.0, that they want to pass through the parliament so that these guys can be in the next government. They can be part of the executive. Okay, is that what it is? Let's read what Mr. Goody is telling us here. Goody is telling us that Azimio are idols, don't know what they really want. They're all power hungry. Yes, they are. These people, they're grasping at anything. That's true. And I don't want, Azimio folks, if you're watching this, I'm not attacking you just because it's fun to attack you. I'm attacking you because you are supposed to be the opposition who are actually doing something about the ruling party, okay? But you guys, Azimio seems clueless. You heard what Okiom Tata said. We don't have a parliament. The parliament, the minority, the Azimio side are operating outside the parliament by taking orders from their party leader Raila Odinga, and the same thing is happening in the Kenya Kwanza side, who are operating outside, taking orders outside of the parliament, taking orders from the executive, the party leader, who is Ruto. So we don't have a parliament. The reason why I'm talking about the Azimio folks is because these guys are supposed to be actually checking, pressing the issue, not trying to grasp on anything. The president made some pronouncements today. Oh, we cannot stand that. We are going to bring 1 million people tomorrow to march so we can, I don't know, any little thing. Oh, cost of living is high. Okay, let's go march. The cost of living is high. Let's go march. So let me play you a video where I told you it reveals the real intention of this Azimio folks when they said they wanted Azimio, when they wanted the Kofi Annan. Okay, I'll play you that video. So don't worry. This is what happens earlier this year. All right, this was like 9 months ago. So bear with me. I'm about to play that video. All right. Here's the video. That's why I keep on telling you. This whole thing about cost of living, open the server, what else? We have 20 million signatures. I don't know what. These are just red herring. The real reason why Azimio are on the streets is because they want the constitution to be changed and they want a power sharing deal. That's why you saw Raila Odinga came out and say he accepted everything on that NADCO thing, okay, but he will work on that. Work on what? Work on the cost of living. And the how is he going to work on that cost of living? He will go to the streets in order to sway the population to agree with it. But here's it. I want to play. This is the video of Azimio folks when they first started Mandamano after the elections in 2022. This is how they started with it and claimed their intentions. I'll play you this video right now. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Here it is.
Moja megushamanitie kwaririria uria miario ria itetio ni President William
Ruto. This
Ruto.
is like in language that I do not understand. So hold on. I'm sorry about that. This is that's sorry guys. Sorry. It's the right video, but they're speaking a language that I'm not familiar with. So okay. Let me play it. I'm just trying to play it here. This is the Kenya Kwanza people actually responding after that. I'll play you that first, then I'll play the other one, okay? Are you guys ready? All right, here it is. This is what the Kenya Kwanza was responding to Azimio.
Calls by Parliament allied to Kenya Kwanza have rubbished calls by Azimio leader Raila Odinga to frame the anticipated bipartisan talks akin to the Kofi Annan negotiated national accord. The leaders at the same time said they will petition the International Criminal Court, ICC, to open an investigative file on the opposition chief, whom they accuse of using mass protests to force a coalition government. A day after Azimio leader Raila Odinga revealed that the opposition has little trust in parliament and is seeking an accord similar to the one negotiated after the post-election violence in 2008, Kenya Kwanza allied MPs led by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah dismissed Raila's statement as self-seeking.
Na tunataka tumwambie Raila, hatuna shida na wewe kuandamana. Andamana kila siku. Bora tu unaandamana kwa amani.
Hatutaki vita, tunahitaji heshima. Mtusikize na sisi tutawasikiza. Hiyo timu iko tayari. Mkiwa tayari mtuambie.
We as a country, we are not a junta state. We are not a military state where you go and count and say, I have 50 people, you have 60, so I must have a part of the government. No.
The MPs claim they have drafted a request to the International Criminal Court to be deliberated next week in Parliament, seeking that the Hague-based court opens an investigative file on Raila Odinga, whom they accuse of calling masses to the streets to force a coalition government.
If you want to create anarchy, we will call it anarchy. And that is why I've said I will propose an agenda to our parliamentary group meeting next week that we write to the ICC to take measures to ensure that Raila Odinga and his sponsors do not slide our country back into anarchy.
Supreme Court ilikuambia mambo ya saba imekwisha. Si ndio? Sasa hii mtu instead aseme ukweli. Ukweli wa maandamano ni kuitisha hiyo national accord.
Na kama unataka kuleta experts, hatuna shida. Wakati tunakutana, ukileta wale experts zaidi yako, walipe na wakae na wasiongee. Wanaandikia watu yako notes, wanatupea. Na sisi tunaandikiwa na experts wetu kama tunataka, wanatupea. Lakini pesa ya mwananchi haitalipa another expert other than the National Assembly yenye iko.
The Azimio leader has, however, stuck to his guns that the bipartisan committee expected to be formed with representation from both sides must report to...
All right. Enough of that. So we see the Azimio folks, okay? The Azimio folks have always wanted to the as Mr. Goye is telling us here. I'm not attacking Azimios. They need a service, strong and straight leadership. They should believe that Raila will never be a president. His time has slipped away. I agree, but Raila will not. He's only 79. Only. He will not stop being. He wants to be part of it. It's a drug. Leadership is a drug, so he will be there. Like I told you, we should question the intentions of Azimio and Jimmy Wanjigi. These two folks have their own interest. Now, with Jimmy Wanjigi wanting to be president, aspiring to be the president of a nation is not a bad thing by itself, okay? But if he is using this issue of debt to actually include himself, insert himself in this power structure of Kenya, then it is wrong. We want to see how far he will go, because remember, he was with Raila Odinga in 2017 and he stopped supporting Raila once Raila joined hands with Uhuru Kenyatta, okay? And I've said before, these people, these elites, political elites or social elites, okay? These people are the same guys. They hang around. They call each other. They eat. Remember, Jimmy Wanjigi told us that Uhuru's government was formed in his living room. Okay, so these guys hang around. Okay, they know each other. Their kids know each other. Their wives know each other. They play around. They go to the same places. They hang out in the same pubs and all that stuff. So that's why I'm telling you, let's be very careful with these guys, even if they meet. Jimmy Wanjigi is saying nice things. Azimio kind of lost, in the eyes of most Kenyans, Azimio lost their credibility. They look like a power-hungry organization, which they are. Especially does not help when they run around, threatening people, especially in Nyanza province, who don't agree with it, okay? Who don't see the same things as share their political view, you know. So that's one other thing, you know. But what I want to say is this. Now let's listen to Wandai here. This guy, I'll play his video and tell you. Let's see how what he was saying, which was actually, I think, it was kind of troubling for somebody like Wandai. Okay, not Okia Wandai, but I don't know his first name. I know it's Wandai. Is one of minority leader of ODM. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, Wandai.
Katibu mkuu at the church about
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the video has. Sorry, I'm having malfunction here. Sorry, people. I am having problems here. I'm sorry, my videos are all over. Something is happening here. The video has disappeared. All right, I'm having problems. Let me try this one right here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and members of Congress, I'm having a technical issue, so I will come back live later tonight. I will set up my videos and work on that. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. My name is Ken the Revolutionary. I will make another video tonight, and I will try to have some people come in and join me. For now, I'll just stop there, and I'll come again. I will come in later. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings.